So hey guys, what's up? This is Chars talking. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about romancing Saga Re UniverSe. I want to talk about a strategy that I created for farming on stage number 10.1.2. That is on episode 10, and I know that we already have episode 11. The best place to farm right now on the game is stage 11.2.1, but this stage here needs some specific builds. You need blunt damage, then you need healers. If you want a fail-safe strategy, you want 2 healers or just very strong blunt damage, and then you cannot bring too many characters to train alongside your units. And then after some time they will be just so strong that they will not be getting status, and that's kind of a waste. There will be times where you want to farm more characters. Imagine having the opportunity to bring 4 characters to train and just 1 to carry the whole squad. And this is what I'll be talking about now. There will be times where you want to level up the new characters that just got released, and on the event you'll be getting triple gains usually. But then mostly events you cannot get more than 45 on status, and then you will need to do some story chapters to get the remaining status, and this is where this strategy comes. Okay, not only that, but stage number 10.1.2 also drops this item here called Whitestone that can be sold for gold. So this strategy also becomes a strategy to farm gold. Well, I will be running this strategy and then I will be explaining how I did it. In order to totally explain how it works, I brought only the main resource here, that's Rouge. All the other 4 characters are useless. You can see then here I have James with less than 3000 CP. Same for Rook, Azura, and Jorg. They are characters that won't be helping with nothing. So let's just run this and then I'll explain what I am doing. This strategy is totally focusing on Rouge. Rouge is a farmable character, everyone can get access to him, but he needs to be super well trained. He's not maxed, mine is not maxed, but he's super well trained. He has 764 HP, and I made some decisions to how he plays on auto, and that's why he can survive any fight, at least on this stage. So you see, all of the other characters, you most of the time hit their, miss their attacks or just do very low damage. One damage. But Rouge will by himself heal back and kill every single enemy by himself. Yes, this was a lot of resourcing and testing because it needs the specific formation, the specific equipment, and also a very well trained Rouge. Needs some awakenings. I'll be talking about the awakenings as well, and the equipment. But you can see it's not the fastest process. This is more for people that kinda don't have the time to play the game all the time, or they don't play on emulators, or they don't use what can I say? They don't use macros or anything related to this, so that they kind of value their time better in the game, and they are working and then just want to click on retry once in a while, and that works for a lot of people. Also, like I said, you are bringing 4 characters for training here. So the idea of this strategy is that Rouge has a lot of passives and skills that help him survive. He has draining energy. This attack will deal damage, moon damage, and also recover his HP. He also has access to shadow chains that comes from his A style that paralyzes enemies with a very high chance. And then if you have your Rouge with a very high intelligence, it will be even easier. So Rouge by himself will keep killing enemies. Also when he kills, he has one passive that recovers HP. That is also important to this strategy. This is why he's like, I think, the only character that can do this on this moment. Maybe there will be another character that has a very similar combination, but doesn't matter because Rouge is farmable. We are talking about a character that everyone can use. Everyone can replicate this strategy, and this is why I love this. I was working on this for the past day. I was training my Rouge because I kind of stopped using him after a while. I got so many mages in the game that I stopped using Rouge. I don't know why. He's so strong. And you see, he always paralyzes when he uses Shadow Chains. But that is only because mine is very trained. But it's not the cap from intelligence yet. I'm missing 3 points on his cap. But I did get a hidden status for intelligence to him, so that will be even better. I also have him on level 50. I farmed for his staging a lot of past events, so when we have treasure chest events, the first one was so good for getting pieces from Rouge, but everyone can farm for Rouge duplicates by playing his stage just fine. Actually, you want to start the game or on half energy events. And you see, also the most important thing on this strategy is that Rouge has to attack first. Not only he needs a very high agility, but he also needs this specific formation that increases his agility even more. Not just that, but this strategy also increases his will to a very high standard that makes him receive very low damage from enemies. This enemy here doesn't have a very high agility, so this is why when I come here with my Rouge, he paralyzes on the first turn. But he does not always use paralyze. You are seeing my Rouge using Shadow Chains and Drain Energy. That's a cycle. He always uses Shadow Chains 2 times in a row, and then he swaps to use Drain Energy. Shadow Chains, Drain Energy. Shadow Chains, Drain Energy. That helps him paralyzing the enemy that he's facing, and then after 2 times using Shadow Chains, he will try to heal HP. You see? This time he just healed it, and then this is a little complicated because some of these enemies can try to poison him. But if you have very high will, very rarely you'll be poisoned. The formation also increases his will, so that is even better. So now he will use Shadow Chains because he uses Drain Energy. By paralyzing one enemy, the incoming damage decreases. See? And then the next attack will be another Shadow Chains. It will not be enough to kill this enemy, I think. Yes. But the next one, he'll be a Drain Energy. And he will just heal back all the HP that he needs. He feels like he's dying right now, but he can just recover it. He has 170 HP. Okay, so now he killed it and healed it back. He's almost on full HP again. And now the danger ends. We can paralyze another enemy, and then only 2 will be attacking us. Paralyze, okay. Then we will just use Shadow Chains again, and then Drain Energy. Also, like I'm proving here, all the other characters are useless. The Rouge by himself is doing this. Now it's time to use Drain Energy again. And back to Shadow Chains. He will kill this enemy, so he will recover some HP back. Okay. You can also wear an accessory that increases his poison resistance. That may help him a little. Okay, another one paralyzed. Next attack is Drain Energy again. And he's back, not exactly on full health, but he will survive. But also, guys, this is only to explain how this works. We will not be bringing 4 useless characters to this fight. Probably some characters with at least 4,000 PP. And also you'll be bringing weapons. I'm not wearing any weapon with these characters here, so they are doing very low damage because of that. So now we paralyze the enemy, the last enemy, and I just proven that this strategy works. Always work it. I may say that out of 20 runs, 1 failed, but it only failed because he's not maxed yet. I still have to give him a hidden will attribute. I can also get a little more intelligence and a little more will and a little more agility. And when I get everything, he will be perfect for this. And as more captors get released, you get more caps to the base status, and you can keep just getting more status for Rouge. But remember, just as I said, you will not be bringing 4 useless characters. So I'm only proving that Rouge by himself can clear the stage, so any other character that you bring along works. So again, let's just explain how this works. I will click here on Edit. Another good thing about the strategy is that you can see that I'm not bringing any healer, it's just Rouge. All of the other strategies that we have for Chapter 10 or Chapter 11 uses healers, because the damage is just so high. You need healers to heal some characters back or revive to be fail-safe. But this is fail-safe with only Rouge, so 4 characters to train. And well, let me just explain something here. About Rouge first. Rouge is level 50 like I said. I have him on max level because of past events where we could just run his stage forever and get more duplicates. And we also had a lot of treasure maps events where we could get his pieces by clearing the stages. So, well, yeah. Let's give a look on his base status. He has 64 intelligence. He can get up to 67 right now on episode 11, part 2. But I couldn't. I just played the whole day and couldn't. And he can get 62 will as well. But with his S style, because that S style can get a little more status. So when you train Rouge, try to bring his S style if you haven't. It will give you a little more status. And I also got plus agility and plus intelligence with hidden status. I can also get this with will, so that will be even better, because the damage that the enemies will inflict will be even lower. I can also get will to 62 later, so even better. And now let's just talk about the equipment. Here I have the current best dark staff in the game. It's very easy to farm. I think you can farm this on Chapter 7. And then I have this equipment here. It's Stardust Robe. This doesn't really affect much, but this you can get from Forest of Mystery. But if you don't have Stardust Robe, it barely changes if you are using, say, Ascetic Robe or even Scarlet Robe. Doesn't really matter, because what you need is intelligence, maybe will if you can, but most of these equipments cannot give will, you see, only intelligence and love. Intelligence will give you more damage, but none of the main equipments will give you sun or moon resistance. You need to fight here with Reinforced Guard. Reinforced Guard increases your poison resistance and moon resistance. This is super important to the strategy. It decreases the damage that the enemies are doing. Well, let's just explain the equipments that I'm using. I will go to Forest of Mystery to explain it better. And exchange, I got mine here. Like I said, Reinforced Guard is the important one. Stardust Robe is not so important. So I need to talk about the skills that my Rouge uses, because 2 of them are fully awakened. Let's just give a look on Rouge. He inherited Shadow Chains from his A style, and it's maxed. It needs to be maxed so in order to paralyze more often. And then he has Wrecking. Wrecking is an attack that can stun the target, but I don't want him to ever use Rocking. The only way to make him never use Rocking is to fully awaken Drain Energy. And then a fully awakened Drain Energy will just be used all the time instead of Rocking, even if Rocking is on max, because the game chooses the spell that has the higher damage. And then he can use Shadow Chains. And then he uses Shadow Chains 2 times, he will be with 2 BP. On the next turn, he will have 5. So that's why he uses Drain Energy once, and then 2 times Shadow Chains. This is how you make your Rouge survive for a lot of time. And now about his abilities. He can heal when he kills an enemy. He enters stealth, so even if he's on the front of the formation, he will receive stealth. And the other characters will be attacking more often. And last is Hardy Defense, and the damage will be reduced on full HP. Because he keeps healing, he kinda gets to full HP more often than other characters. So, another thing is that if you think this is a very slow process, no worries. Bring Acelus. If you bring Acelus, she will just make it so much faster. And then you have 2 characters, they are enough, you don't need healers. Let me just change here, and I'll explain how I do this with Acelus as well. That only works for those that summoned for Acelus. So, also bring Reinforced Guard with your Acelus. She starts by using Whirlwind, and then she just uses Mirage Step all the time. Now let's just talk about the formation. I am using the Zark Lance because I found out to be the best one for this. It increases will, does not increase intelligence, so he loses some damage compared to the other formations. but increases agility as well. So I have will and agility, two things that I needed. And will is increased by 50%, so the damage that the enemies inflict are even lower. And I also have less chance to be poisoned. So the Desert Lance worked fine for me, and now that we have Ocelus, she can be played on any slot because all of the 4 slots work the same. Let's just go. Ocelus is good because she deals slash damage, the enemies are also weak to slash, but not only just that, because she also wants to debuff the intelligence from the enemies, so even lower damage. Ocelus starts with Whirlwind, then she just uses Mirage Step. First kill. Ocelus just make it so much faster. Especially on the last wave. This is the last drain energy that Rouge will use before start using Shadow Chains. Next turn is Shadow Chains. Well, Rouge just killed the enemy and healed it 2 times. Now, I want to paralyze this one. Way faster this time. Now Ocelus will really help with AoE damage to make this faster. And even if you bring Ocelus, you don't need a healer, because she wearing clothes that increases her resistance against moon damage. If you don't have Ocelus, you can maybe bring Emilia, but let her AoE attack on 7 VP. That kinda works, but it's not a perfect scenario. But again, this strategy is good because you can bring any other character to train. You stop using healers. My healers have so much HP because I have always bring them to all my farming stages. And now Rouge will be very strong. Because after this, he will have like the cap on HP. After some farming, he will just keep getting stronger. And it's fine because Rouge gets a very strong SS style in the future. Very, very strong, that is still relevant to this day on the Japanese server. Okay, we just won. Sadly, we only got 1 HP with one of our characters. But that proves that bringing Ocelus makes this even faster. If you have another character that can do AoE damage, you can bring. It's just that Ocelus do AoE slash damage. So well, this is it guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you still haven't, leave a comment. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so by using the Patreon, PayPal or Coffee buttons here in the description. We see each other on the next one. Bye.